Okay, our basic garnishing requirements. This is the bare minimum that we feel you need to effectively present our meals to a paying customer. We're going to use two herbs. First of all, we're going to use continental parsley. I've just got this wrapped in Glad Wrap, and the reason I wrap it in Glad Wrap is it's going to hold it freshest for longest. What I'm trying to do is show you a way that you can purchase these herbs once a week at the most and keep them in their best possible condition. So what we'll do is we'll provide it like this. We're careful not to crush it, because what we're going to do is we're going to put these picked bits of herbs in water to get them nice and crisp again so they'll sit up off the plate. Now if we crush the herbs and we put them in the water, they'll just go soggy. They won't be able to use the capillary action to soak water back into them. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to pick out the nice pieces. So we're trying to keep the nice three-leaf shape to them. We're trying to avoid using anything that's been tarnished, and you'll generally find that towards the middle of the bunch where some of the younger leaves are the best place to go. Now you'll see some of these have been damaged and crushed. There's not much point in us using that because it won't come back being placed in cold water. So we have our pieces we're going to pick. We're going to just gently wrap this back up in the Glad Wrap, and hopefully we'll use these tonight, and we'll have some more we'll do tomorrow. These can also be used for your breakfast garnish. It doesn't hurt to have a nice bit of parsley on top of your scrambled eggs or poached eggs or whatever you're serving. Into basically a plastic takeaway container. We'll place those in there, and then we're just going to add a little bit of cold water over the top. These we'll place in the fridge, and as the water cools down, it'll be like putting lettuce back in the water in the fridge. It crisps it up, makes the herbs look nice and green, and it'll make it ready to go for your presentation. Now we're going to do the same thing with the dill. Now the dill probably won't last quite as long, but it's nice to have two alternatives as a garnish. We've packed this dill away, hoping not to crush it. We're going to pick the nice sprigs out of the middle. There we are, that should do us. Carefully wrap this back up. Now these two bundles of herbs we'll just be able to store in our fridge. Try to put them somewhere where they're not going to get crushed, have things put on top of them. We'll put some water over the top of the dill. The other thing that fresh herbs as a garnish does is that you're going to put this on a plate. If you're going to be serving for room service, you're going to have a lid over the top of it. Now the steam coming off the food is going to hit that herb, and it's going to, as soon as they lift that lid, you're going to get a nice aroma coming from the plate. Shaved Parmesan allows us a fresher tasting Parmesan, and it allows us a much better Parmesan to present with. We can put some nice slices of shaved Parmesan on top of our risotto, on top of our pastas, and I'll show that a little bit later on. Pop the bag open. Now this is something you could stand, or you could plate your meal up, and you could shave directly from the block on top of your meal. But if you think you're going to be busy and you think you're going to sell 3 or 4 pastas or risottos in a night, this might be worth just getting some of this done in advance. So it's there, it's handy, ready to go, and you can just pick the Parmesan out and present it around the dish. As you can see, we're getting some nice long strips of Parmesan. And the peeler is a very effective way of doing this. That should comfortably take care of 4 or 6 portions for us. The rest of the Parmesan we'll place back into our bag, push the air out of it, close the Ziploc back up. You can go back into our fridge as well. Once again, lid over the top, have a nice stack of garnish ready to go. Now for desserts, other than our dusting with some drinking chocolate and some ice and sugar, we're also going to want some fresh strawberries. The good thing about using fresh fruit is you can then use it in your breakfast stuff as well. So you might have a fresh fruit plate you do for breakfast, or a fresh fruit salad. Strawberries are always beautiful in that, they add so much colour to it. We can use these strawberries to garnish a dessert in many ways. This is where our knives come in handy. We can basically just cut them in half, open up that nice white red colour. You can sit on a plate, you can cross them over. A fairly attractive way of garnishing a dessert. The red lifts it straight away, plus most people like the taste of strawberries. They're going to see that as a little bonus. If we're serving some whipped cream or some ice cream on top of a dessert, we can open the strawberry up, add a little bit extra height to it. Once again, opening that colour of the white of the strawberry and the red, showing a bit of colour. Or we can do the old fanned one, which I'm sure most of you have seen before. Slice through him, push and turn, spread him out. This works quite well if you want to sit it on the plate. You may have a pudding, scoop of ice cream, fanned strawberry ready to go. Adds a bit of colour, lifts that right off the plate nicely. Now the other thing you're going to need for the presentation and for the taste of the dish is some salt and pepper. And most of our dishes are seasoned before they get to you. Some of the dishes come up a lot better with some salt, pepper on top, and nearly all of them it won't hurt to put it on top. So we provide this for you. What it is, it's a mix of crystallised sea salt and finely cracked black pepper. Now, whenever you run out of it, you just let us know. We'll put another bag in your next delivery ready to go, free of charge. Basically, just cut the top off the bag, open them up into a bowl ready to go. Then we'll be able to just take a pinch of it, season our plate as we go.